Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a tutorial video for Valentines, so that's pretty much it. And so for this, you'll need any tape really. There's tons of tape to choose from. If you want Valentine's theme, there's the hearts, the pink text, there's pink cheetah, pink polka dots, red, spring Hello Kitty, Minnie. There's, let's see, Scotty Dogs, Cupcake, pink pastel. Their pink fabric tape would be cool. There's pink camo, red glitter along with their other glitter tapes, cotton candy. And if you want to be less Valentine's traditional, they also have dozens of other tapes. There's skateboards, Phineas and Ferb for the boys, gummy bears, black and white circles, rock. So there are tons of tapes you can choose from. Mine is just going to be basically solid colors. So that is basically it. You can do hot pink, which I do not have with me, so I will not be using that. But then you also need scissors. And I use a Cricut machine, so that's where this and that will come in later. But I use a Cricut machine to cut out the shapes I'll be showing you. But you can also hand cut them, it doesn't really matter. Cricut just makes it a lot easier and more precise. So that's basically it. So to get started, I started with the Cricut machine. So let's go use the Cricut machine and I'll show you how it works. So on the Cricut craft room, put in your hearts. I have two different heart shapes here. And that's basically all you do, and you put them in the spots you want. And there's numbers on it to make sure, just like the craft mat has numbers on it, so that. And then you want your tape, and I'm doing it on the side so I can peel up the tape. To do that, you get like the parchment paper. I'm using Duct brand thing from the Prism sheets as recycling. And you just take your strip, and then put it on the strip and cut off any extra, and like that. Then with your cutting mat for the Cricut machine, you want to match it up to the part that's on the screen, so it starts at 2 inches on the computer, so you put it 2 inches on the craft mat. And you can do tape up or tape down, tends to work a little better. And I have 4 rows of hearts on the computer. So I have 4 strips ready. And I have a strip of glitter tape, which isn't as sticky, so I don't need anything on the back. And I'm just going to stick it on like that. Then make sure your Cricut machine and all that's plugged in. Hit the cut. And then do a custom, if it would load, custom thing, and then that doesn't really matter too much unless you want the speed slower or the times cut. But I set my Cricut machine on this little thing to 5 because that's pretty good, and that's about it. And then the pressure is this button, and I set it to full pressure. Then you stick your craft mat in there and hit this little button, which loads it in. Then it sets itself ready to cut. And once it's ready to cut, you can leave this down or put it up. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to leave it up so you can see it. And then just hit cut on the computer, and it starts cutting. So you don't have to do anything. It does it all for you, and that's basically it. And once it's done cutting, we'll peel it up and do the rest. So now that we have our shapes cut out and they're on the Cricut cutting mat, you're gonna just basically take it and peel it up like that, and they should be relatively easy to pop out. If they're not so easy to pop out, you'll probably need to change your pressure, the cutting thing, how many times it cuts, or just your blade, because those do wear out. But see, they pop out really easily, and you can just throw those parts out. So pull them all up. And I did red hearts, just because that's like the traditional little Valentine's colors. And I did 12 red hearts and then 4 red sparkle hearts, just to add some pizzazz to it. And I also did 2 different shaped hearts, as you can see, just to change things up and not keep it completely the same thing. And now with the red prism tape, like I said, I didn't use the backing to it, so it's stuck down to this. So that is okay. Just peel it up, and you can throw that out. And then peel up your hearts, like that, and I'm just setting them aside for now. I just tore my heart in half, so be careful on that part, but I'm just sticking it together. Boom. And just a couple more. And the cutting mat is sticky, for those who don't know. They are supposed to be sticky, so once it's sticky, there are different ways you can make it sticky again, but I did that too much, so this is actually my second cutting mat. So just going to peel it up, and once you're done that, be sure to put on your protective cover on your cutting mat so nothing sticks to it and wears out the sticky when you don't want it to. And then just go put that in your storage and use it for next time. Now that you've done that, you will also need a box. I forgot to say that in the beginning. And you can use really any box depending on the size. You can use a cereal box like this one. Or Duct brand also has tons of cool boxes that work really well, like this one. This one opens up like that and it's already put together, but since this is a bigger size box, I'm not going to be using this one, I'll be using the cereal, but they do have different size boxes. There's a 6x6x6, a 12x12x12, and a couple other weird ones, like this one. So I won't be using that one. I will be using this one. And I lost my cutting knife and I found it. Oh look, I do have hot pink. Ha! Okay. But you also should probably need a cutting knife. So you want one of those. Put your hearts aside so they don't get damaged or anything. And with your box, you will be taping it closed on each side. So I'm going to be using their Easy Start Clear, the HD Clear. And you just want to tape it closed so there's no open ends. And I'm using the Frisker scissors. These are really cool scissors. I won a contest of theirs. And they're really nice and cut extremely well. So just tape your box shut and you're good to go. Now you're going to take a base color, which is going to be like the whole box. And it doesn't really matter what color it is, but since my hearts are red, I'm going to be using pink. And basically, just tape your box. And just like that. And you're just going to do that all the way over and make sure you don't see any box left because you want it to be all duct tape. So just continue to tape. Okay, so now my box is taped all except the bottom. I don't want to tape the bottom and use the extra tape, but you can if you want, but really, you're just going to be seeing the top. So, now that you have your top, you need a slot to stick your Valentines into. So, you're going to put that in the middle, and you want it big enough that all your Valentines can fit in, as well as the candy you typically get with your Valentines. And that's what you're going to do with your X-Acto knife. It doesn't have to be perfect, but find the center, but then go over about a few inches and stick down and cut carefully down about 3 inches. And each tape is 2 inches, so that gives you an idea of how much you want. Then I'm going to use this to make sure my line is straight. And just go down until you meet the end again. Not the end, but go down far enough. My line is not straight, but that is okay. And now you want to go down to meet this line. And now just finish it off. And since there's only this left, I'm going to use my scissors to cut off this part. Now if you want, you can take your strip, and I just happen to have a spare strip here, cut it to size, and stick it on the edge and fold it down so where you just cut has nice sleek edges. And I'm going to rip this one in half so I can use it for the top. Now that you have that, you can start decorating it. So with your hearts you already have cut out, you can stick those on, or if you wanted to add a little more color, you take an additional strip of any color tape really, and pull it out. I'm going to rip this one in half and stick it on your box anywhere. So I added that to add some purple to my box. But now I'm going to take my hearts, and since they're on these easy peel liners, you're just going to peel it off and stick it wherever you want. So just do that with the rest of the hearts. So once all your hearts are on, you can, if you want, add more or write your name on the front here on the top so you know it's yours. But you could even, with your circuit machine, go into the craft room and write your name on it and then cut it out. So that could work too. Or just use a marker, it doesn't really matter. But yours is probably going to be the most unique with this duct tape on it anyways. So... and then they just stick your Valentines in. You can pour it out that way. And it's also a great storage unit for your Valentines after Valentine's Day is over. And that's basically how to make a Valentine's gift box type thing. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. And stay ductastic. Bye. I just realized something really fun while I was packing this stuff up. This can also work as a duct tape storage box. If you made your hole big enough, you just slide it in and stick it in. And it can hold quite a few rolls, depending on the size. But they are great for storing your duct tape as well. And your other supplies, because I put my scissors in here. So that's another use for this box if you wanted to know. So that is it for sure this time. And once again, I'll see you next time. Stay ductastic. Bye, Ian.